Dear students, now we have seen various methods of preparation of alcohols, and we have started with assigning names, classification to primary, secondary, tertiary, and then preparation. And now, how to distinguish primary, secondary, and tertiary? We know very clearly what is primary, what is secondary, and what is tertiary. That we know very well now. How to distinguish? There are two methods we are going to discuss now. One, Lucas test. When I say Lucas test, the reagent you should know. What is the reagent you should Lucas test? Unhydrous zinc chloride. Mixture of unhydrous zinc chloride and then concentrated hydrogen. This mixture is said to be Lucas reagent. Unhydrous zinc chloride and the hydrogen test. When an alcohol is made to react with, say, tertiary alcohol, to start. It is a tertiary alcohol, simple tertiary alcohol. And then a secondary alcohol. And then a primary alcohol. Simple primary, simple secondary, simple tertiary. That's what we are chosen. It is tertiary material. Why? Carbon having OH is directly bonded with the carbon atoms. Carbon having OH is directly bonded with 2. Carbon having OH is directly bonded with 1. Therefore, it is tertiary carbon. Therefore, tertiary alcohol. Secondary carbon, therefore secondary alcohol. Primary carbon, therefore primary alcohol. When these alcohols are treated with Lucas reagent at room temperature, HCl plus unhydrous zinc chloride. I can write plus HCl in the presence of unhydrous zinc chloride. Remember room temperature. Remember room temperature. Primary alcohol give immediate turbidity. With primary alcohol, you will be getting immediate turbidity. Immediate reaction. That is the meaning. If it is secondary alcohol, reaction takes place within 5 to 10 minutes. It will take some time. Tertiary alcohol primary alcohol do not react at room temperature. Anhydrous aluminum chloride, room temperature. See, I am writing again and again. I am not simply put thick ditto. Unhydrous zinc zinc chloride. It is a dehydrated agent, zinc chloride. Aluminum chloride is used in Fresnel carbon reaction. Here it is dehydration. For dehydration, zinc chloride, unhydrous zinc chloride. Room temperature. Here room temperature, no reaction. No reaction. Primary alcohol do not react with Lucas reagent at room temperature. It is Lucas reagent. It will not react at room temperature. When tertiary alcohol is made to react with the constant zinc chloride, unhydrous zinc chloride. Don't forget. With the Lucas reagent at room temperature, it reacts immediately, resulting in the formation of alkyl chloride, CS3, Cl plus H2. It is insoluble in water. Alkyl chlorides are usually insoluble. And because of the insolubility in water, we get turbidity. So alkyl chloride being insoluble in water, form turbidity. Here the reaction is immediate, therefore immediate turbidity. The reaction is immediate, quick, immediate, whatever it may be. So immediate turbidity. So you are given with the 3 test tubes containing primary, secondary, and tertiary. If in a test tube you add Lucas reagent at room temperature, if you get immediate turbidity, it is nothing but tertiary alcohol. Suppose if in the test tube you get turbidity within after few minutes, say 5 to 10 minutes, the reaction is slow in secondary alcohol. The reaction is slow in secondary alcohol. Therefore, The reaction is immediate with tertiary. Here, the reaction is slow, takes place, and it takes place within 5 to 10 minutes. So, turbidity is formed. Turbidity is formed within 5 to 10 minutes. Alright? But primary alcohols do not react. And therefore, at room temperature, you won't get turbidity. No turbidity at room temperature. No reaction, no turbidity. But when heated, you may get turbidity. That is different. We are talking about room temperature. So, point to be remembered: room temperature, unhydrous liquid constant as Cl, glucose. Tertiary, not primary. Tertiary, immediate turbidity because of immediate reaction. Secondary, turbidity within 5 to 10 minutes, and the primary, no reaction at room temperature. This is how we are able to distinguish primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohols. If you are given the 3 test tubes containing 3 alcohols, which one is primary, which one is secondary, and which one is tertiary, you can find out very easily. It's not so tedious. Okay. Now, Bitter-Meyer test, second method, Bitter-Meyer test. It is also quite interesting. Bitter-Meyer test. The sequence of reagents used in Bitter-Meyer test are the sequence of reactions in Bitter-Meyer test are we use first of all, the alcohol group is converted into iodide by using phosphorus and iodine. First one, phosphorus and iodine. So that OH will be replaced by iodine. And then it will be treated with silver nitrite so that iodine will be replaced by nitrogen. And then it is treated with nitrous acid, HNO2. Nitrous acid is unstable. So we take mixture of sodium nitrite and HCl. Actually, we take this mixture, and finally it is made to react with an alkali, say potassium. Based upon the products found, we will be distinguished. We will be distinguishing primary, secondary, and tertiary. Let me take primary. CS3, CH2, OH. Ethyl alcohol, a primary alcohol, because carbon having OH is directly bonded to only one carbon. It is made to react with phosphorus and iodine. What is happening? The OH will be replaced by iodine. So you will be getting CH3, CH2, iodine. Iodoethane. When iodoethane is made to react with silver nitrite, AgNO2, silver iodine will go off. Silver iodine will go off. Minus AgI. The iodine will become nitrogen. CH3, CH2, NO2. Alright. Next to that, let me see afterwards. It is primary alcohol. Primary alcohol. Now secondary alcohol. I have taken a secondary alcohol. CH3, CH, OH, CH3, a secondary alcohol. Made to react with phosphorus and iodine. CH3, CH2, CH3, CH, CH3. Instead of OH, I. Of course, phosphorus and iodine will become phosphorus iodide, and that will react with the OH to become I. And PA3 will become phosphorus acid, and OH will be replaced by iodine. That concept you will be knowing. When it is made to react with silver nitrite, AgNO2, again AgI will go off. Minus AgI. We will be getting the product CS3, CS3, C, CS3, H, NO2. I is replaced by NO2. Ethanol, iodoethane, nitroethane. 2-propanol, 2-iodopropane, 2-nitropropane. Now, if it happens to be a tertiary alcohol, CS3, C, CS3, CS3, OH. As usual, mass transfer iodide. OH should be replaced by I. It is a tertiary alkyl. Why? Carbon having OH is directly bonded with 3 carbon atoms. It is tertiary carbon. Carbon having OH is directly bonded. Now, it is again made to react with silver nitrate. First 2 steps we have done. First with phosphorus and nitrate, second one silver nitrate, not nitrate, go to silver iodide will go off. You will be getting CS3, 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 NO2. Correct? So in everything, ethanol, iodoethane, 1 iodoethane, nitroethane, 2 propanol, 2 iodopropane, 2 nitropropane. 2 methyl, 2 propanol, 2 iodine, 2 methyl, 2 propane. Sorry, 2 iodine, 2 methyl propane, 2 methyl, 2 nitropropane. Now these things are again made to react with HNO2, nitrous acid. Nitrous acid, HNO2. Nitrous acid. I said nitrous acid is unstable. It is unstable. So we use mixture of sodium nitrate acid, they react to form HNO2 and sodium carbonate. The structure of nitrous acid is like this: N double bond OH. I can say hydrogen group and nitrous group. Hydrogen group and nitrous group are present. So with the nitrous acid, when it is made to react with nitrous acid, HNO2, what is happening? N double bond OH. N double, the reaction is with nitrous acid. Nitroethane reacts with nitrous acid. How? The OH double bond O get combined with 2 hydrogen. So adjacent carbon, nitro adjacent carbon has got 2 hydrogen. Both these hydrogens combine with oxygen to become water. So removal of water, you will be getting CS3, C, NO2. Between carbon and hydrogen, a double bond is formed. NOH. It is said to be a nitric acid. The NO can become minus H. The H plus can give up. Therefore, it is said to be nitric acid. When it is made to react with a secondary alcohol, therefore 2 iodopropane, therefore 2 nitropropane with nitrous acid, N double bond OH. Here you see double bond OH, I have done just reversed. N double bond OH, N double bond, both are same. Nitrous on this side, hydrogen on this side. Here nitrous on this side, hydrogen. Why? Here the H will get combined with OH. 1 valence, so 1 valence. 2 valence, therefore 2 hydrogen. 2 valences are lost. Here 1 valence is lost. Therefore single bond between. Here double bond between. That difference you should note. I have written N double bond O here and then OH. Here OH here, N double bond. That's it. Right? Now the product is CS3, C, single bond, NO, and then NO. We have nitro group and nitrous group. 2 nitro, 2 nitrous, so propane. Okay? We call this pseudo-nitrile. When it is further made to react with KOH, of course, yes, there is no hydrogen here, and therefore no reaction. No reaction. So nitrous acid reacts only with primary and secondary, not with tertiary. Again, when it is made to react with an alkyl, say KOH, remember very clearly, the H plus get combined with OH to become water. H will be replaced by K. That's nothing else. You have to understand carefully. Concept you have to understand. CS3, C, NO2, double bond, NOK. Minus plus I can write, or I cannot. It is potassium salt of nitric acid. It is red in color. Here, if it is allowed to react with potassium hydroxide, no acidic hydrogen here, therefore no reaction. It is blue in color. So when primary alcohols are made to react with phosphorus followed by silver nitrate and then nitrous acid alkali, you will be getting red color. If you get red color, it is primary alcohol. Therefore, I use red color chart. If secondary alcohol is used in intermediate, phosphorus, silver nitrate, nitrous acid and KOH, it is blue color. Tertiary alcohol is colorless. So by this way, primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol can be distinguished easily, and that is known as Victor Mayer test to distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. And just these reagents are suitable. Without knowing what is what, whether it is primary, secondary or alcohol, we can easily find out. Alright. With that, we complete methods to distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. In the forthcoming classes, we will be seeing physical and chemical.